channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. We are one growing family all together. And by hitting that subscription button and the bell notification to be notified of the new uploads. The subscription, of course, is free. The tutorial is free. Everything is free. So the least you can do is help out the channel to grow by subscribing. Also, make your comment. That helps the channel for the YouTube to recognize that, people are interested in this channel. And please do give a thumbs up. Very, very extremely important. I want to thank every single one of you for your love and support, your beautiful comments. You guys are just amazing, and you keep feeding me all that good energy to keep going on these beautiful patterns. Thank you so much. I want to let you know up top there's 3 little buttons. If the video is too fast for you, you can slow down by clicking there. It opens up and it says slow down video. If you don't know how to do it, in the link below, you click on that link to slow down the video. It will show you it's a 2-minute video. Also, right next to the 3 little buttons, there's the closed caption. If you have a hard time to understand, you can turn that on. Everything that I will be calling out the stitch will be written below. You can pause and take notes. 99.9% of the time, I use 100% cotton thread, 4 plies. Now, my 4 plies is very, very similar to Aunt Lydia number 3. I get asked all the time where to get them. These 4 plies that I work with, they're from Portugal. I am in Portugal. These are Portuguese threads. So it's kind of very hard for you guys that are outside of Europe to find them. But you can use Aunt Lydia number 3. Aunt Lydia number 3 is just my God, maybe less than my nail, thicker than my 4 ply. Now these, of course, using the 3 ply Aunt Lydia, these are big patterns that come out. In many ways, it's worth it because you economize a lot on thread and your patterns become big. When you're doing table runners especially, it's perfect for 6-seater and up. And for small little kitchen tables, 4-seater small, Aunt Lydia number 10 is perfect for that. So when you cannot find this type of number 4, you can get the number 3 Aunt Lydia. Okay, so I normally use a 3.5 hook. Sometimes I'll go into a 3 and a small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. I also would like to mention, for the people that are interested to help the women in need of thread or yarn, please donate. Donate either with money, whatever amount you want. Nobody's asking you for millions. Right below the video, there's a $sign. You can click there and $2, $3, $4. It's up to you, really. Everything ends up at the end, and we can help another soul. So please do consider that. Or you can go into the description box and you can put it into my PayPal account. I want to thank for the women already that have helped. Maggie, thank you so much. God bless your heart for sending the thread to Jamaica, to Charmaine. I'm so grateful and humble and can't thank you enough. So thank you so much. For Karen Coffee, thank you so much for your donation of the money for the thread. And Barbara Faut, thank you so much for the donation of the money for the thread. I do need you guys to help out. I cannot do it alone. So please have a heart and think of these women that are in desperate need and don't have the means to buy it. If everybody pitches in a bit, we can all help another soul get through their daily stressful days of, worrying money, family issues, and health issues, mental issues. We are here on this earth for a short time. If we can do a little blessing gesture, God sees all of these things. So please, people, okay? Everyone, so today we're going to create this beautiful doily. It could be Placemat, could be regular doily. You can add 2, make a table runner, or 3, depending upon the size of your table. Or you can make 2 the same size and 1 bigger by increasing here. And you can have the middle one bigger. So we're going to do this very simple. These are macrame threads, 80% cotton, 20% different fibers. They're perfect for these big size doilies or big size table runners. You can pretty much find them anywhere. You're a thread store, your sometimes Dollarama store, a Walmart. It's simple to find them. So they're considered like what I call the 6-ply macrame thickness of them, of this thread. Okay, so I'm going to use my 4, size 4 hook. Now I'm going to use of course, the royal blue and the pink and the white. They're all the same brand. These are Portugal macrame threads, but I'm sure you can find them anywhere. Not just, me and my macrame threads. They're known all over the world. These are just Portugal brands. I'm sure you can find one from your country. Another thing I want to mention to block your patterns. This is any laundry softener, of course. It smells really good, so I'm sure whatever one you're using smells fantastic. I love using this to block my patterns because it smells awesome, especially if you're selling or giving as gifts. It's just perfect for it. So you would just, spray it on, stretch it well everywhere, and leave it flat in the surface to dry. Or you can steam press right over it with your iron. You have a steam on your iron. You can just press right over and it dries right away, and it stiffens a bit the pattern, which stays nice and flat. So we're going to get started, everyone. I also like to use a smaller hook for tucking in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video if you like this video or any other video. It's extremely important for YouTube to recognize. The only way they can recognize is by those thumbs up or your comments, which I appreciate. A lot of you have, and have encouraged me a lot with your beautiful words. Thank you so much. But this is how they recognize it, and they launch the video quite often around the world so other people can recognize it. You can also share it on your Facebook public or throughout your WhatsApp, your Messenger. That helps other people to recognize the channel also. I want to thank every single one of you for all your beautiful comments and support, okay? So big hugs to all of you. So let's get started, everyone. So the first thing you want to do is make that magic circle. Come from behind, bring your string to the front, and put your circle into position, and chain 3. Oops, I almost closed everything. Pull the wrong string. So chain 3 inside. This would equal a double crochet. Inside of this magic circle, we're going to do 11 more. So we're going to have a total of 12. This doily has 16 rows, so this is row 1. I'll come back to you at the end of row 1. So I did my 12 double crochets. I'm just going to pull on my ring here. I'm going to come into the 3rd chain. And now you don't want to grab only one loop. You want to make sure you grab both loops back here, because it will leave an opening. That's not going to look pretty at all. Okay, so we're doing 1, 2, 3. This will equal a double crochet and another one in the same space. 1 chain space in the next space, 2 double crochets. So this row is 2 double crochet per space and 1 chain separation between them. This is row 2. I'll meet you at the end. So now we're going into row 3. I don't know if it's best to put my black one here so you guys see it better because it is white. The only thing is, every time I put this black towel, and if it's still bright daylight outside, it tends to whiten out. And boy, I don't like that, do I? Okay, so I call it the walk. I'm going to do the walk inside of the space of 1 chain with a single and 2 chain. That will equal a double crochet. Inside of the space, we're going to create groups of 3. So now all the way around will be groups of 3 inside of the space and 1 chain. 1 chain space and 3 double crochets. This is row 3. Very simple, very fast, very economic, and it gives you beautiful big patterns and very easy to sell for the sellers that are selling, because I know there's quite a bit of you, or beautiful gifts, right? Okay, so finish row 3 and I'll come back to you. So I finished my row 3. I'm going to go into row 4. So I'm going to walk, I call it the walk, to the center of my space here, 1 chain again with a single, 2 chain. Now this row here will be a row of 2 double crochets, 1 chain, and 2 more double crochets on the same space. So we're creating 2 groups of 2 double crochets in the same space. 1 chain space and into the next one. Create your 2 groups again of 2 double crochet, 1 chain, sorry, and 2 more double crochet in the same space. 1 chain space and into the space. So very simple, nothing to it. I'm going to cut my thread right after this, and I'm coming in with the royal blue. I'll meet you at the end. So I finished and tucked in my loose ends, and I'm just going to tuck in the magic circle thread here, going through the back here on these loops, because there's a lot of beginners. They don't know these little tricks yet. There's always new people coming in, right? So we got to teach the new ones, because I'm sure my older ones that are used to all of this must be saying, oh, but we already know that. Yeah, but the new ones don't know that, right? Okay, so now we have the perfect finish. And now we're going to go in with the blue. Going into row 5. So you pretty much grab any square. Now, of course, I had to take the black towel out, or else you guys wouldn't be able to see it since it's blue. It's quite dark. Try to hide my string at the same time. So single, 2 chain, come back in, and do another double crochet and 1 chain space into the middle of the groups. This row, again, very easy. It's just 2 double crochet per space here and 1 chain. 2 double crochet and 1 chain. And again, the same thing. So very simple. We're just creating groups of 2 double crochet. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so coming into row 6, I'm going to do the walk. So I've closed in with the slip stitch, single, 2 chain. Now, row 6 and row 7 are exactly the same thing. It's groups of 3 double crochet with 1 chain space. So this row and the next row are exactly the same thing. There's no point in me recording it because it takes too much space on my cell phone, and there's no need when it's just a repeat. So row 6 and row 7 are exactly the same thing. I'll meet you at the end of row 7. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to come in to row 8. Now, like I said, we left off with the 3 double crochets. So row 6 and 7 are exactly the same thing, 1 chain space. Okay, now we're going to do 3 rows of the pink, which will be the groups that we did here, is what we're going to do on row 8 now. The 2 double crochet, 1 chain, and 2 double crochet, 1 chain. Okay, so very simple. Grab anywhere you'd like. Try to hide my thread. 1 single, 1 single, 2 chain. My God, I was getting confused there for a sec. Double crochet. So we're doing the groups. one chain. Come back in and do your 2 groups. So we're just repeating now. One chain into the next space, 2 double crochets, one chain, and 2 more in the same space. So row 8, very simple, just 2 groups of 2 double crochet, 1 chain space, and 1 chain space. I'll meet you at the end. So I've closed in with a slip stitch on my 3rd chain. I'm going to do the walk to the center with a single. Now, row 9 and row 10 is exactly the same thing. We're doing groups of 2 double crochet per space, 1 chain in between the space here. So basically, we're repeating the same thing as we did here. Okay, exactly what we did right after the group. So 2 double crochet, 1 chain, and in between the groups, 2 double crochet. So this row 9 will be exactly the same thing, and row 10 exactly the same thing. And then I'm cutting my thread and coming in with the blue. Okay, so do row 9, 2 groups, 1 chain, 2 groups on all the spaces. And then row 10, the same thing, 2 groups, 1 chain, 2 groups. Okay, I'll meet you at the end of row 10. Okay, everyone, so we finished doing row 10. And like I mentioned, the first one was the group, and then the 2 double crochets together, the groups of 2 double crochets, row 9 and row 10. So now we come in anywhere with the royal blue again. Now imagine we're almost done. Look how fast this is going. So you come in to any space of 1 chain. We're going to do a single, and 2 chain would equal a double crochet. 1 more chain for space, and double crochet. So we're going to create V's inside of these spaces. Okay, 1 chain, come into the next, and do your double crochet. Chain 2 for space. Now we did only 1 on this one because normally when we do 2 on the first one, because it's a single, it tends to largen up this first one, and I don't want it to be large and more than the others. That's why I only did the single 2 chain, which equals a double crochet, and 1 chain only. Okay, so little tricks. Okay, so 1 chain again. Now if your stitch is too loose, then don't do any chains at all. You can just go directly into the next space, and I'll probably do that. Probably going to just go, I think that's what I did with the other one. But sometimes, you know, I create these things and I forget because I do them as I go. And that's how it is. Okay, so let's see if I can get away with no chain, I think. So chain 2, create your V's in the next space. Okay, then into the next space again, double crochet, 2 chain for space, and double crochet again. We're going to do this all the way around. Then I'm cutting my thread, and I'm going to come in with the white. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 12. So I finished doing all my V's. Now you can come in any one of them. Single, I'm going to try to hide my thread at the same time, and 2 chain. This will equal a double crochet. We're going to do 4 more in here, 4 more double crochets. So that means we're going to have 5 double crochets total. This is, I believe we call it the shell. So 2, 5. Okay. Let me just check. Okay, next one, single. So next V single, and then the next one, your 5 double crochets again. So very, very simple, very easy. We only have 2 more rows after this, and we're done. So 5 double crochets, next V, single, next V, 5 double crochets. Then I'm cutting my thread again and coming in with the pink. 2, 4, and 5. Next V, single. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, going into row 13, coming in with my pink. So anywhere where you have your single, try to hide my thread here, I'm going to do a single. We're creating those V's again on the space of the single. Okay, so 1 chain. So I have single, 1 chain, 2 chain, and 3 chain. I'm going to come back in the same space and create my double crochet. So I have my first V. Now, for some of you, you might need a chain, and some of you might not. We're going to go into 1, 2 on the third one with a single. Depends on your tension. 1 chain again, come back into the singles and create your V's again. 2 chain, so double crochet, 2 chain, and a double crochet again. If your stitch is too loose, you probably don't need to do that chain. If your stitch is too tight, you most probably have to. So skip 1, 2 on your third one, single, 1 chain, and your double crochet, 2 chain, and a double crochet on the same space of your single. Okay, so we're going to create this all the way around, and still with the pink or whatever color you want, we're going to create another shell inside of these V's with 7 double crochets instead of 5. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end, beginning of row 14. Okay, so I finished my row 13. I've closed in with a slip stitch on my single where I started. I'm going to walk in here with a single, and I'm going to do 2 chain, double equal double crochet. I'm going to do 7 double crochet. Well, I'm going to do 6 with that single, and 2 chain will make a 7 total. So I have the single, 2 chain, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to come where I have my single and do another single. This row will be like this all the way around. So directly into the V again, 7 double crochets. And I had mentioned at the beginning there were 16 rows, and it's not 16, it's 15 rows. So we only have 1 more row left. 2, 4, 6, and 7. Come into the single and do a single. So we're creating these shells again all the way to the end, and I'll meet you on the last row, which is row 15. Okay, everyone, last row, row 15. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come where we have that first chain here, well, that first stitch here. With a slip stitch, okay? Into the next, back loops only, by the way. Slip stitch, slip stitch, back loops only. Trying to hide my thread at the same time. slip stitch. Now you can't over tighten too much or it's going to pull on the pattern. Okay, so now we are on the last one here, and we're going to go in where we have the single and do a single. Okay, we're going to turn twice. This is the triple. We're going to come right down here in the same direction as we have this one here, and we're going to grab it from the inside out. Turn your pattern a bit, take out two, and take out the last two. We're coming in where the other, right next to the single here, with another single. We're going to turn twice again, and we're coming on this one here now. Don't get them confused. Not on these two, not where the white one is, where the single is, okay? Take out two, take out two, take out the last two. Now, I'm going to come in where the stitches are from the shell, back loops, slip stitch, back loops only, where we have the single, turn twice again, come right down here, take out two, give it a good stretch. We don't want the pattern to be pulling, okay? Into the next one, single, and we're going to come on this one here, okay, directly where it belongs with this one. Give it a good stretch, take out two, and the last two. I'm going to come in right next to where we did a single using back loops, slip stitch, all the way to the last one, and then into the single with a single right on the side here. Turn twice, come back in from the inside this time. Give it a stretch, take out two, and take out the last two. Where we have the single, we're going to do a single here. Come into this direction, so we're coming from the side to the front. Take out two, and the last two. We're not going to use this one. We have the single. We're going right next to the stitch. Slip stitch, back loop, slip stitch. And where we have the single with a single. Now we're going to come from the inside, not the outside, right? I think I pulled on too much. Take out two, and the last two. Come here where the single is. Okay, in the same direction that we have the pink shell. I think you guys should get this by now. And a single here, and then you do your turns again. So here it is, people. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll have it in display at the end. Thank you so much, everyone. Please give a thumbs up, and please consider helping the women in need in desperate need. And thank you for every donation possible. Thank you, everyone. Till next time.